Tonight, growing concerns are emerging across the Middle East as new reports and political speculation continue fueling fears about a deeper alliance between Russia and Iran. Analysts are now questioning whether this growing partnership could dramatically reshape the balance of power in the region and create a new geopolitical crisis for the United States and its allies. For years, Iran faced intense international pressure through economic sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and military threats. Western leaders believed those measures would slow down Tehran's military and nuclear ambitions. But instead of backing down, Iran appears to be moving in the opposite direction. And now, many experts believe Russia may be playing a major role behind the scenes. Over the past several months, international observers have noticed increasing military and strategic cooperation between Moscow and Tehran. While many details remain unclear, reports surrounding advanced weapon systems, drone technology, intelligence sharing, and nuclear cooperation have triggered alarm across Washington and Tel Aviv. One of the biggest claims spreading online involves allegations that Russia may have helped strengthen Iran's nuclear capabilities through technical support and strategic cooperation. Although many of these reports remain unverified, the conversation itself has intensified fears about what Iran could become in the coming years if this alliance continues expanding. According to several geopolitical analysts, Russia no longer views Iran as just a regional partner. Instead, Tehran is increasingly becoming part of Moscow's broader strategy to counter American influence around the world. Since the Ukraine war began, Russia has been searching for stronger alliances outside the Western sphere. Iran, already under heavy sanctions and long opposed to U.S. foreign policy, has emerged as one of Moscow's most valuable strategic partners. Israeli officials have repeatedly warned that a stronger Iran represents a direct threat to Israel's national security. For decades, Israel maintained military superiority in the region with strong Western backing and advanced defense systems. But now the fear inside Israeli security circles is growing. The concern is no longer just Iran alone. It is the possibility of Iran receiving continued support from a major global power like Russia. Military experts say the relationship between Russia and Iran may already extend far beyond diplomacy. Reports suggest cooperation involving drone warfare, missile technology, cyber operations, satellite intelligence, and air defense systems. If true, this could significantly increase Iran's military capabilities over the next several years. At the same time, social media platforms and political channels have amplified the tension even further. Dramatic headlines claiming Iran's power just surged or the Middle East is about to change forever have flooded online audiences, generating millions of views and fueling public anxiety. Many of these videos combine real geopolitical developments with speculation, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and fear. Inside Washington, strategic planners are now facing a growing challenge. The United States is already heavily involved in multiple global conflicts and security crises. From Eastern Europe to the Pacific, American military resources and diplomatic attention are stretched across several major fronts. And now, a rapidly strengthening Iran-Russia relationship is adding another layer of pressure. Some analysts believe Russia's support for Iran may not necessarily involve direct weapons transfers. Instead, Moscow could be providing something equally important: strategic protection. By backing Tehran diplomatically and helping Iran resist Western isolation, Russia may be giving Iran more confidence to expand its regional influence. Meanwhile, Iran continues investing heavily in missile programs, drone development, and regional alliances throughout the Middle East. Tehran's strategy appears focused on deterrence, building enough military capability to make any potential attack extremely costly for its enemies. This growing alliance is also raising concerns among America's Middle Eastern allies. Gulf nations that once strongly opposed Iran are now carefully watching the situation evolve. Many regional governments fear that a larger conflict involving Iran could destabilize oil markets, damage economies, and trigger a dangerous military escalation across the region. Experts warn that the modern battlefield is changing rapidly. Future wars may rely less on traditional invasions and more on cyber warfare, artificial intelligence, drones, satellite surveillance, and precision missile systems. And according to several defense analysts, Russia and Iran are actively strengthening cooperation in many of these exact areas. The uncertainty surrounding this alliance is what makes global leaders nervous. Much of the information remains classified, unofficial, or impossible to independently verify. But in geopolitics, perception itself can become a powerful weapon. Even the possibility of deeper Russian involvement with Iran is enough to shift military calculations across the region. As tensions continue rising, many are now asking a critical question. Is the world witnessing the early stages of a new global power alignment? A growing bloc involving Russia, Iran, and potentially China could dramatically challenge the international order that has existed for decades. For now, no one knows exactly how far this partnership will go. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear: the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East is changing fast. And if Russia continues expanding its support for Iran, the consequences could extend far beyond the region itself. The world is watching closely, because what happens next may not only shape the future of the Middle East, it could reshape global power for years to come. At the same time, another major concern is beginning to emerge inside Western intelligence circles: the possibility that Iran is no longer operating alone, economically or militarily. Experts now believe a quiet network of strategic cooperation may already be forming behind the scenes, connecting Russia, Iran, and several anti-Western governments through energy deals, military trade, and technology sharing. Over the last 2 years, Iran has managed to survive some of the toughest economic sanctions in the world. Many analysts expected the Iranian economy to collapse under pressure. Instead, Tehran found alternative trade routes, new energy partnerships, and stronger political support from countries willing to challenge Western restrictions. Russia's growing relationship with Iran is believed to be a key factor behind that survival. Energy markets have become one of the biggest battlegrounds in this geopolitical struggle. Iran controls one of the world's largest oil and natural gas reserves, while Russia remains one of the planet's most powerful energy exporters. Together, these two nations hold enormous influence over global fuel supplies. Some experts fear that if Moscow and Tehran coordinate their energy strategies more aggressively, they could create serious economic pressure on Western economies already struggling with inflation and instability. There are also increasing concerns about secret military infrastructure projects inside Iran. Several reports from international observers suggest Iran has expanded underground facilities, hardened missile storage sites, and reinforced strategic military bases in recent years. Satellite imagery circulating online has fueled speculation that Tehran may be preparing for a future where direct confrontation becomes increasingly possible. Western defense analysts believe Iran learned important lessons from recent global conflicts, especially the war in Ukraine. Military planners around the world witnessed how drones, long-range missiles, and electronic warfare transformed the battlefield. Since then, Iran has accelerated investment into similar technologies, particularly drone production and precision missile systems. Some intelligence experts now warn that Iran's growing drone capabilities could eventually rival those of much larger military powers. Tehran has already demonstrated the ability to produce low-cost but highly effective unmanned systems capable of overwhelming traditional air defense networks. And if Russia continues exchanging battlefield experience and technical knowledge with Iran, that cooperation could rapidly accelerate Iran's military modernization. Meanwhile, Israel continues preparing for worst-case scenarios. Reports suggest Israeli intelligence agencies are monitoring every major development involving Iran's nuclear and missile programs. Former Israeli military officials have repeatedly stated that Israel will not allow Iran to gain strategic military dominance in the region. This ongoing shadow conflict has already included cyber attacks, sabotage operations, intelligence battles, and covert missions stretching across multiple countries. The fear of escalation is growing because the situation is becoming increasingly unpredictable. One military strike, one miscalculation, or one intelligence failure could trigger a chain reaction across the Middle East. Unlike previous regional conflicts, any future confrontation could involve multiple global powers directly or indirectly supporting different sides. Some experts believe this information war is intentional. In modern geopolitics, controlling fear and public perception can be almost as powerful as controlling armies. Every headline, every leaked report, and every viral video now plays a role in shaping international pressure and public opinion. There are also growing questions about China's long-term position in this emerging geopolitical equation. While Beijing has remained more cautious publicly, analysts believe China benefits strategically from a stronger Iran and a distracted United States. If Russia, Iran, and China continue strengthening economic and strategic ties, the global balance of power could experience one of the biggest transformations in decades. For the United States, this creates an extremely difficult challenge. Washington must now balance support for allies like Israel while avoiding a massive regional war that could damage the global economy and stretch American military resources even further. Behind closed doors, policymakers are likely discussing scenarios that were almost unthinkable just a few years ago. As global tensions continue rising, the world is entering a period of deep uncertainty. Alliances are shifting, military technology is evolving rapidly, and nations once considered isolated are now building powerful new partnerships capable of changing international politics in ways few predicted. Tonight, one reality is becoming impossible to ignore. The relationship between Russia and Iran is no longer viewed as a temporary political partnership. For many observers, it now appears to be part of a much larger global transformation that could redefine the future of power, security, and conflict across the world. If you found this report informative, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest global updates and breaking developments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support truly helps the channel grow and allows us to continue bringing you in-depth coverage of the world's biggest stories. Thanks for watching and stay informed.